Upon waking up, Zhou You became a one-person world, invincible at the beginning. But the bad news is that the world of one person is about to face an invasion of all worlds. Watching the 4 invading worlds of pirates, Hokage, 12 spells, and ghost-slaying blade, I wandered around dumbfounded. May I ask if there is any way for the old master to thunder and strike Gouda, hold the warring states period with his hands, and step on the Holy Lord with his feet within 15 days? Online, wait, hurry. Fortunately, at this moment, an invitation was sent from the chat dress of the heavens and all worlds. 8 Nine Xuangong. Mine. Kunpeng Treasure Technique. Good thing. He transforms into a timeless, 9-character secret, and the great wilderness prisoner's heavenly finger. I'll just go ahead and take it. So a version of the old master plus with thunder-splitting Godzilla, hand-pinching color abuse, and foot-stomping to destroy the tyrant has appeared. However, before that, we still need to solve the 4 invading worlds. What are you looking at? It's you, Ghost Slayer, stand out. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The Heavenly Way of the World Under Me. Join. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So, not only did I travel to a world of one person. Has it become the heavenly way of this world? Under one person. 10,000 meters high in the air. A journey condensed into a physical entity, staring blankly at oneself in the water curtain. There was a hint of disbelief in his eyes. The previous second, he was still discussing the secrets of overtime with the boss's wife in the office. The next second, I inexplicably traveled to a world under one person. Still riding a horse is the kind that carries people and souls. I am still holding an extra-large tea. He rubbed his face and looked at himself in the water curtain. Dressed in splendid attire, with a face as warm as jade, eyes as bright as flames, and a 4-petal lotus imprint between the eyebrows and eyes. The indescribable aura comes straight from the face. Tisk. I'm afraid this beauty is almost catching up with the reader's masters in front of the screen, isn't it? With a sigh, Zhou Yu's attention was quickly drawn to the lotus flowers between his eyebrows and eyes. When the whole body is fully equipped. This sudden lotus flower appears very abrupt. It's hard not to arouse curiosity. As his consciousness sank, he slowly leaned towards the lotus in his mind. At the next moment, a huge memory fragment suddenly exploded in his mind. Like a continuous stream of water. One-person world, one of countless small worlds, responsible for maintaining the operation and order of the surrounding small worlds, but for some unknown reason. The supreme world collapsed, and the order in the world was also destroyed. Driven by instinct, countless small worlds rushed towards this world in a frenzy, attempting to devour the world's space and complete the sublimation of space. If the invading world cannot be cleaned up in a timely manner, the authority of the heavenly Tao will continue to decline. Once the proportion drops to 50%, the heavenly way will fall into contemplation, descending to 25%. The heavenly Tao will disappear and fall. Ha! After receiving the vast memory, Zhou You let out a long sigh. Her eyes sparkle like a brilliant sun. I already understand everything. Easy to understand. While ensuring one's own safety, integrate the heavenly Tao that invades the world into oneself and strengthen oneself. And during the inexplicable collapse of the supreme world, try to resist invading other worlds as much as possible. Thus completing the sublimation of the world's position. After understanding everything, Zhou You looked a bit strange. Unexplained collapse. I'm afraid it's not the supreme world nurturing goo, is it? After all, even if you devour countless small worlds, you cannot improve faster than devouring a large world. Good guy, I didn't expect it to have all crossed the line, and there will be an internal competition. It's really. Zhou You shook his head with a bitter smile, but his expression was very excited. One is the internal competition for the boss to live in a villa. One is to internalize for the sake of one's own strength. The meanings represented by the two types of involution are naturally different. Besides, he has indeed had enough of the days of going with the flow in his past life. The class hierarchy has been fixed. The old men ate their mouths full of oil, while the cattle and horses raced for their lives. You can see your head at a glance. What is there to remember? It's just that the boss lady is a bit older. My legs are a bit longer, they look more charming. An epic chapter forged only by blood and tears. This is the ultimate pursuit of every man. Moreover, how can a wealthy man remain depressed for a long time? Other celestial paths in the supreme world can sit there. Why can't he sit still? His wildness has always been great. Otherwise, there would be no risk of being fired. Discussing the mysteries of overtime with the boss lady alone in the office. Very good. Then let's take a look at the worlds that are not afraid of death. Traveling around with a thought. For interfaces condensed by Huaguang suddenly appeared. The first interface. Roger's sentence "One Piece" officially opens the era of the great pirates. The second interface. The first ninja world war has come to an end, with the pillars and patches at their peak, and the village of Kiba is thriving. The third interface. 12 talismans complement each other, the Holy Lord is sealed, and the 8 great demons are invincible. The fourth interface. During the Taisho period, ghosts and monsters roamed freely, feeding on humans. Pirates, Hokage, Jackie Chan's Adventures, Ghost Slayer. I'm Nima, I'm playing the market now. Zhou You is dumbfounded. I thought it relied on modern technology. And extraordinary abilities. Not to mention covering the sky with your hands, stepping on your feet is perfect. But at least hitting a certain divine king is not a problem. Unexpectedly, he received a big surprise as soon as he arrived. Except for the weak chicken ghost that destroys the world. The remaining 3. It's either a numerical monster or a mechanism monster. The 12 talismans and 8 masks that embody the principles of high power, divine power, elemental transformation, and incredible effects. None of them are simple characters. And the most deadly thing is there is less than half a month left until the world invades. So, is there any way to do it within half a month? Let the Heavenly Master Thunder strike Gouda, pinch Ant Kai Duo with his hands, and step on the 8 great demon lords with his feet. Waiting online, it's urgent. The wind was chaotic during the journey, and the pressure doubled. It is true that it was the peak at the beginning. After a moment of calmness, he rubbed his face vigorously. My gaze became firm. Anyway, we must never sit idly by. Perhaps there will be some unexpected changes after devouring ghosts and eliminating them. But before devouring the world of ghosts and destroying it, I still need to meet the powerful and wealthy people in this world. To completely annex a world, relying solely on the Heavenly Master and his companions is not enough. After all, this group of 1% of the world's people control 99% of the world's resources. He lifted his eyes and rubbed his index finger and thumb slightly. The next moment, thousands of ideological figures suddenly appeared around him. Suddenly, a mechanical sound system starts. Ding. The Zhutian Wanjie chat group invites you to join. Do you agree? Yes/no, Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Do you think I can be a football trader? Look at people. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chat groups. Zhou You has a strange expression on his face. Born at the Feilu orphanage, he has a strong and vibrant roots. Of course, I know what a so-called chat group is. What he didn't expect was, I have become a celestial being, and surprisingly, I am also invited by chat groups. Immediately, he reacted. His heavenly way is fundamentally different from other heavenly ways. At most, other celestial paths are a group of consciousness and will. And he has a body. Apart from the authority of the heavenly way, there is no difference from a normal person. Agree to join. The interest in traveling is not high. I don't think chat groups will bring any help to him, who is a celestial being. Ding, you have successfully joined the Zhutian Wanjie chat group. This chat group has no group owner or group management, and chat group members have equal status in now open section. Mall, upgrade to unlock more, current group member. 1 person. Your points. 0, looking at the rudimentary chat group. Zhou You was immediately amused on the spot. Good guy, there is only one member in the group, isn't it just me? Can a person's chat group also be considered a chat group? Zhou You shook his head and withdrew his thoughts from above. The emergence of chat groups was an accident. I want to resist invasions from other worlds. You still need to be tough enough on your own. At this moment, the powerful and wealthy individuals from all walks of life who have just been lifted to a height of 10,000 meters. Now it's a mess. Among them are leaders of Western countries, a huge family that can influence the direction of the world economy, and even food tycoons who control the world's lifeline. But without exception. When faced with an incredible scene, everyone panicked. Fake. Did aliens really invade? I said I immigrated to Mars a long time ago, it's okay now. A new energy vehicle godfather surnamed Ma said indignantly. Fake, damn flower growers, what kind of tricks are you guys up to? Do you want to declare war on the world? Eagle Sauce understands that Wang's already rosy face is becoming increasingly pale at this moment. After political correctness, Wang instinctively looked around. Mars horse, extraterrestrial Joe, and competitive opponent old Biden. Looking at it, it's all acquaintances. Dong Wang was stunned, but his heart became even more determined. It must be an alien invasion. What does this mean, aliens? Prepare to capture the thief, first capture the king, and accurately destroy global elites in order to unify the earth. The king of understanding, who thought he understood everything, suddenly had a flattering expression on his face. Do you think he's planning to become a football trader? Dong Wang said. You are so accurate in judging people. Above the sky. Looking at the global masters with thousands of people, faces, and fears. Zhou You couldn't help but feel a burst of laughter. So. Would even old men be afraid? He didn't speak, just quietly watching the masters. Tap your index finger lightly on the wooden table that appears. The rhythmic tapping sound sounded. And this sound quickly caught everyone's attention. Looking at this young man full of noble aura. Everyone's face suddenly became solemn. Because this person it appears in physical form. It is obvious that this young man is the culprit of this celestial gathering. Everyone looks at me, I look at you, no one dares to step forward and speak up. After all, the scene before us is really terrifying. Whether it's technology or strangers. It is impossible to gather people from all over the world in an instant. And it's still above the sky 10,000 meters above the ground. Be cautious because of the unknown. But this tranquility did not last long. Under the threat of Eagle Sauce's father's gaze, a small cherry blossom patted the table and stood up. Baga. Damn people. Do you want to go to war with the great Sakura Empire? I advise you to put us back immediately and hand over your skills. Otherwise, you will bear the anger from the great Sakura Empire. The little cherry blossom was imposing, but her heart was filled with fear. But there's no way, my own Eagle Sauce dad spoke up. Unless he doesn't want to hang out on Blue Star, he wouldn't dare to refuse even if given 10,000 courage. As for why one firmly believes that the other party is from China. Don't ask, asking is politically correct. Zhou You chuckled softly and stood up from the wooden chair. With both hands propped up on the table, his gaze scanned the entire room. The essence in the eyes is as dazzling as a bright sun. He doesn't believe that the people present don't know his identity. As the heavenly Tao, this memory is engraved in the bones of local creatures. That is to say, everyone present knew his identity and still arranged for this scene. Its meaning naturally needs no further explanation. To test his true level of the heavenly way. After all, no one wants to have an extra person on their head. This move coincides with Zhou You. The world invasion is imminent, and he doesn't want 2 or 5 sons in the rear. If you want to twist all the strength into one rope, you must have iron and blood methods. Previously, he was still considering what reason to use to establish his authority. I didn't expect the cherry blossom to be delivered to my door when I turned around. It's really drowsy when someone gives a pillow. Traveling around, looking at the cherry blossoms, the corners of my mouth gently curved. The little cherry blossom was stunned and suddenly felt something was wrong, with a drop of cold sweat sliding down her forehead. In an instant, the fog beneath everyone's feet dissipated. A small patch of land appeared in front of everyone's eyes. At just one glance, everyone was already certain. The tiny patch of land beneath our feet is the homeland of little cherry blossom. Your Excellency, Your Excellency. Is there any misunderstanding between us? The little cherry blossom on the side panicked instantly. And respond to him. It's Zhou Yu's gently flapping palm. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Amidst laughter and conversation, the little cherry blossom is destroyed. You care about this. You are listening at novel.audio. Sudden changes. The crowd was frightened into silence. At the same time, I am very curious in my heart. This. What are you going to do? It's impossible to destroy cherry blossoms just because of one sentence, right? It's not that everyone thinks too much, it's just that this scene is too oppressive. But the small cherry blossom on the side dared not even take a breath of air. The hatred towards Eagle Sauce's father in my heart has reached its peak. Fortunately, the trip did not make them wait too long. Gently press with the palm of your hand. In an instant. This tiny land in the world. An unprecedented prehistoric earthquake erupted. The entire plate is rapidly splitting at a visible speed to the naked eye. Tall buildings collapse, volcanoes erupt, and seawater spreads. The whole country was torn apart like a spider web in an instant. Even if separated by 10,000 meters and situated above the sky. The excruciating screams and cries of pain could not be stopped. But it's not over yet. As Zhou Yu waved his palm again. A series of terrifying tsunamis capable of sweeping the world start without wind. The earthquake has just stopped, and the tsunami has started again. The little cherry blossoms who have not yet calmed down. Once again suffered a devastating blow. Giant waves, instantly devouring the entire country. Looking around, the once empty streets are now filled with floating corpses. Terrifying. The land of purgatory. 2 natural disasters have struck, leaving no one in 10 people of Sakura country alive. G. Little Sakura stared blankly at the scene before her, her body uncontrollably falling to the ground, trembling all over. Ah ah ah. Ah 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 ah. The cherry blossom's liver and gallbladder were broken, emitting a terrifying roar. Zhou Yu's eyebrows furrowed slightly, feeling a bit harsh. With a thought, the little cherry blossom, which had just roared in pain, disappeared from everyone's sight in an instant. All that remains is the cherry blossom land beneath us, like a human purgatory. Not bad, it's much more pleasing to the eye now. Zhou Yu propped her hands on the table, showing a satisfied smile. And in the eyes of everyone. It's like a demon smiling and whispering. It's like falling into an ice cave. Mom, fuck, is this God? Dongwang's face turned pale, afraid that his previous caution might be discovered. God. This is the God that I, San, have been pursuing so hard. Sangu trembled all over, his eyes filled with enthusiasm. This person seems to have a bad temper. Zhao Fangxiu and Su Si exchanged a glance, their hearts filled with chills. Whether it's politicians from various countries, food tycoons, or influential individuals. Under the two natural disasters of traveling with extraordinary skills and fairy-like means. Everyone is silent. All the careful thinking, probing, and competition before disappeared completely. All that remains is heartfelt submission. And fear. No one expected it. Traveling around is really because of one sentence. Almost wiped out a top 10 country in the world. Time used. But in just 2 minutes. Everyone's reaction, Zhou You is very satisfied. He doesn't have time to engage in any intellectual battles or profit sharing with these old foxes. What he needs is in a short period of time. Let the whole world offer loyalty to him. For this, even if the means are too extreme, it is not a big deal. Now it seems that the effect is quite good. With such thoughts, Zhou You whispered. Don't be nervous, everyone. I'm not a big bad person who doesn't do anything wrong. I don't like beef. And someone with slightly worse luck. On the contrary, I am a great kind-hearted person. The words fell. The scene instantly fell into a deadly silence. The crowd looked at Zhou You incredulously, as if they had heard some big joke. Not a bad person. Don't eat beef. Don't like people with bad luck. Nima. If it weren't for the small cherry blossoms being destroyed under their noses. They almost believed it. Flipping one's hand over the clouds and covering it with rain, in the midst of laughter and conversation, a country is destroyed. You step on a horse and call this thing a great kind-hearted person. I can go to your bull demon's place. Everyone was crazy roast, but there was no dissatisfaction on the surface, and they were very respectful. After all, this person in front of me is not a kind-hearted master. Okay, that's great. I, Su Si, am the first to trust you. At this moment, an untimely voice sounded. I saw Su Sifang blushing and clapping his hands in a frenzy of cheers. It seems that I really believe that Zhou You is a great kind-hearted person. Who is not a human traitor among the people present. Just a moment. The incessant voice of agreement swept across the entire world. Among them, Dongwang is the one who works the hardest. Tiandao Mianxia is right. Little cherry blossom, this country is damn. How dare you disregard the safety of all humanity and blindly pour wastewater into the sea? You have personally taken action, otherwise my great eagle sauce will have to make it look good. Dongwang spoke with indignation, followed by a change in tone. There are still a few fish that have escaped the net in the sea. If the heavenly Tao crown finds it troublesome. All members of our eagle sauce country are very happy to serve you. Good guy, the level of understanding that Wang is shameless can be considered as refreshing everyone's understanding. It also made everyone understand what it means to dare to climb up the pole. Even if there are no conditions, we must create conditions. However, the body of little cherry blossom has not yet fully cooled. Is this not very humane? A group of masters have given answers to this. What? That group of maggots still survive. This is simply disrespectful to the crown of heaven. They should bury their heads in the toilet and die on their own. Under the crown of the heavenly way, three kingdoms is happy to serve you. Under the crown of the heavenly way, all the people of Shenzhou and anywhere are willing to help you. Humanism. What is that? These masters only have one idea now. Why can't cherry blossoms crawl out of hell on their own? Let me kill myself 1,000, 8, 10 times. What, you said you can't climb out. So this is not waste, what is it? Good guy. What kind of hell joke is this? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Even if God comes today, we must first. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Proof of facts. The joys and sorrows of people are not interconnected. Watching a group of influential figures from various countries who wanted to win over the small cherry blossom survivors to please themselves. Zhou You gently pressed down with his palm. The whole scene instantly quieted down. He has a kind heart and cannot bear to see the poor suffer. So he didn't intend to kill the lucky little cherry blossom that survived. After all, what great material. Isn't it too wasteful to die for nothing? They should shine and heat up in other positions. After characterizing the situation, his gaze calmly slid over the crowd. I believe everyone already knows about my identity. It's okay if you don't know, go back and think carefully. In your minds, instinctively. I'm calling you all up today. There's nothing else I want to ask. Have you ever seen Hokage, pirates, ghost destruction, and 12 spells? The words fell. The scene suddenly heard waves of discussion. Either puzzled, frowned, or exclaimed in surprise. But more importantly, there is still confusion and dullness. For a group of people standing at the highest point in the world. These things are still too far away from them. 12 talismans. What is this? Falk, can anyone tell me what these are in the mouth of the heavenly Tao crown? Amen, I haven't heard of it at all. Li Wei is ahead, and no one thinks that Zhou Yu is shooting for no reason. There must be a reason for what the other party said. Just who can tell me what these damn 12 talismans are? Fire Shadow. Pirate, Ghost Destruction, 12 spells. These are all anime works created in this world. Su Si stood up, his face very complicated. Because none of these works are from China. Quan Tama is from abroad. Why don't we have works from China? What does Heavenly Tao crown mean? Can you say? Zhao Fangxiu furrowed his brows and felt very alert inside. Because of this signal, it's not good. It's not his fault for over-interpreting, but the position of the travel station is too high. It's difficult not to speculate repeatedly. Not only him, but also the bald eagle, John Bull, Asan on the side. His face was hard to see the extreme. And this is what drives countless people crazy, the charm of power lies in it. Zhou Yu's gaze remained calm, ignoring the crowd, but he calmly said. I haven't seen anything before, go back and make up for it. Because they are all real beings. And in 15 days, it will merge with our world. A group of enemies with malicious intent and extraordinary abilities appeared on this planet. I don't need to say more about the consequences it brings, do I? Believe me, this is something you absolutely don't want to see. So, in order to isolate the flames of war from the blue star, I have decided to invade ghosts and destroy the world in 10 days. The voice is calm, but the tone is firm. Remember, I'm not discussing with you. But it's a notification. One wave has not yet subsided, and another wave has risen again. In just a few words, the hearts of all the masters were instantly blown up. The shock it brings. Not even less than Mars colliding with Earth. Because they caught a very bad message from it. Hokage, pirate, and 12 talismans all exist. What about Marvel, DC, Shadows, Perfect, and mythological figures from various countries? Will it also merge with their world someday in the future? At the thought of this consequence, the faces of the old men present immediately turned ugly. Stupid. What a fool. First is the revival of the heavenly way, then the downfall of the cherry blossoms, and finally the realization of the fantasy world. Finally, there is an anti-intrusion plan. No one expected it. The shock brought by just over 10 minutes. Even more shocking than the sum of everyone's lives. Under the crown of heaven. Zhao Fengshu, the head of the board of directors, spoke up. He pushed his glasses and looked very serious. No matter what the future outcome may be. All members of our Shenzhou team, from top to bottom, are willing to fight to save the world. Willing to fight for you under the crown of the heavenly way. Under my feet, this land must not be defiled by anyone. Even if it blocks my life, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Zhao Fengshu spoke with righteous words, but he had a lot of doubts in his heart. Since the development of the matter has become predetermined. No one can avoid it. So why not strive for some benefits for yourself as much as possible on this basis? If we compare everyone in the world to a ship. Without a doubt, traveling is definitely the biggest one. Very good. Zhou You nodded slightly, feeling very satisfied in his heart. If there is no cherry blossom standing in front. These masters are not sure how to engage in a battle of wits and courage with him. After all, the person who died was human, so why can't it be someone from another country? You don't have time to argue with them during your travels. Big stick, now it's time to give carrots. I am very satisfied with your attitude. As a reward, I have decided to give you 3 oil and mineral resources worth billions of tons. Choose your own place, even in the desert. This is a small reward for you to take the burden first. Little by little. The words fell. The scene was instantly silent. Billions of tons of petroleum and mineral resources. There are still 3 horses to ride on. You can still choose your own position on horseback. Do you call this a small reward when you step on the horse? The stunned bald eagle, King Dongwang, instantly looked up with a fiery look in his eyes as if he was about to swallow someone. Oil. What oil? Oil belongs to my eagle family. Under the crown of the heavenly way. The vanguard of the ghost-destroying world, I, the bald eagle, cannot shirk my duty. I am a bald eagle, willing to crown you for the heavenly way. Build a big river and mountain. It is obvious that those who hear the word oil understand the king. It's completely insane. What kind of ghost on a horse destroys the world? He understands that Wang will leave his words here today. Even if it were God today. We have to step on horses and eat 2 shells first. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. The Blue Star with Storm and Clouds, the Big Bosses. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The principle behind the emergence of oil is very simple. It's nothing more than extracting oil from deep within the Earth's crust that humans cannot survey. It's just a change of location with other land. He can control tsunamis and earthquakes. Nature can also control geological changes for him in the Blue Star heavenly way. This is not difficult. But he has no intention of satisfying the king. A qualified ruler must be able to control his subordinates. I can give it, but you can't take it. We cannot rely on empty words without evidence. That way, it will only make him appear easy to speak. Faced with the almost insane look in Dong Wang's eyes, Zhou You smiled calmly. There will be rewards for meritorious deeds. Let's see what you do next. This sentence seems to be speaking to Dong Wang. Zhou Yu's gaze did not linger on him. Just calmly gazing into the distance. The intention is very clear. In an instant. The atmosphere on site instantly became restless. As a hard currency for Blue Star. Who doesn't want oil? Can you take the bald eagle, but not the polar white bear? It just depends on who performs well. Who is putting in more effort to fight against invading ghosts and destroying the world. If we can win the favor of the heavenly Tao crown. The position of Blue Star Overlord may have fallen on someone else's family. At this point, the breath of the heads of state became even more rapid. Even the eyes of the great elder of Shenzhou were blazing with passion. Who stipulates that only one portion of oil can be taken? Erdi, it's all Erdi. The crowd, who were originally fighting against each other, suddenly became alert. The gaze towards others is full of guard. At this moment, the seed named involution has already been planted. Do you have any more questions to ask? Zhou You spoke calmly, only to find that no one was speaking, and immediately said. That concludes the first Jinxiong conference. The words fell. The thousands of soul shadows above the sky suddenly dissipated. In a courtyard in Shenzhou, the elder slowly opened his eyes, and a chilling gleam erupted in them. Without any hesitation, pick up your phone immediately. Immediately send the related works of Hokage, pirates, ghost destruction, and 12 spells to the headquarters. Notify personnel at or above the department level to arrive at the headquarters for a meeting within 2 hours. The entire territory of Shenzhou will immediately enter a level 1 combat readiness state. Remember, be fast. After the order was given, the elder's gaze calmly gazed into the distance. The originally cloudy and tired eyes are now full of radiance. This is the worst and best era. I may not be able to soar with this east wind in China. He stood up and walked outwards with great strides. The whole person exudes a majestic aura from inside out. Everything goes through the headquarters. With a series of messages that were enough to shock the entire alien world. Zhao Fangxiu stood by the window and took a long breath. In his view, the Ghost Extermination World Anti-Invasion Plan in 10 days. There is great potential in the world of exotic people in China. One by one, armed to the teeth and proficient in supernatural powers. It will be the sharpest blade to strike at the heads of various countries. Of course, this is based on the absence of stinky ditch mice. I hope those old antiques won't be disrespectful. Otherwise, hee. Zhao Fangxiu's eyes flashed with a cold light, very fierce. Don't be fooled by the fact that everyone in the alien world is a genius. But in front of the world and the country. Actually, it's nothing. One sentence. Counter-terrorism, all you need is a list. When the cannon hits your face, even if it has the ability to turn the sky, it will be of no use. But before that, I have to go see the Heavenly Master. At this thought, a cautious expression appeared on Zhao Fangxiu's face. Above the sky. After seeing off the old masters, Zhou You let out a long sigh. Aliens are important to him now. It's still too weak. The help it brings is far less intuitive than that of the military or weapons. Of course, this does not mean that traveling should give up the path of transcendence. On the contrary, he is very optimistic. After all, the upper limit for outsiders is immortality. Thinking of this, he opened the chat group of the heavens and all worlds. My eyes suddenly lit up. Hey, have any new members joined? Including myself, there are a total of 5 people. But when he opened the chat interface, his face became strange. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Civil War Fantasy God Byzantium. If you don't kowtow and say hello to your own god, I see you already have a way to take death. Civil War Fantasy God Byzantium. At God King of the Divine Realm, who are you? Why should I kowtow to you? The group name is God King, and you really consider yourself a God King. There is also a heavenly Tao in the group. Miss Snow. At God King of the Divine Realm, at Illusionary God of the Civil War, North Sanshui. Everyone is a group friend, don't argue anymore. Miss Snow. At Wudong Grandmaster at Tiandao, come and persuade me quickly. Wudong Grandmaster. At God King of the Divine Realm, at Illusionary God of the Civil War, North Sanshui. Don't argue anymore, 2 Taoist friends. Can't you be harmonious? Civil War Fantasy God Byzantium. This person is just a fool. Even though the group announcement was written and the members of the group had equal status, he insisted that I kowtow to him and say hello, like a mentally disabled person with underdeveloped cerebellum. Who are you hooked on? At Divine God King, Zhou You raised his eyebrows and quickly flipped upwards. Quickly, he understood the whole story. He was the first to join the group, second in the Divine Realm God King, and third in the North Three Rivers. But I don't know why, as soon as the Divine King enters the group, he goes crazy at him, saying that kowtowing and kneeling is already a way to take death. After half a day of no response, he set his sights on the Civil War fantasy god, North Sanshui. Bai Zanshui was also a hot-tempered person, and the two immediately started to pinch each other. Good guy, other chat groups are all friendly and mutually supportive. How did it make a difference to me? The power of that adult is still strong. He is truly a person who polluted the entire online literary circle in his past life. Zhou You shook his head and felt like a mirror in his heart. Several members are very recognizable. Tang San, the Divine King of the Divine Realm, Zhang Sanfeng, the Patriarch of Wudong, and Xuezhi Xiaxue. The fantasy god of the Civil War, North Sanshui, is the black rhinoceros hero among the armored warriors. Plus the heavenly way of one-person world. Don't say it, you really don't say it. It's really diverse. Spanning various fields such as fantasy, martial arts, daily life, and tokusatsu. Order some fresh flowers for a long and lasting companionship. Make some comments and make a fortune in the year of the long. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. The Peak of Zhang Sanfeng's Mahayana. I have a question. You are listening at novel full.audio. Watching the two people curse and swipe the screen. Traveling around didn't have much inner impact. Unless it devours and merges the other party's world. Otherwise, both of them would have limited help for him. One relies on soul beasts, and the other relies on summoners. And neither of these are present in the world of one person. After removing Miss Xuanyi, there is only one person who truly helps him. Wudong Patriarch. Zhang Sanfeng. At this moment, his figure flashed and he arrived at a coffee shop. The world invasion is imminent, there is no time to be polite to him. Directly in the group, at say. Tiandao. At Wudong Ancestor, Taoist friend, are you interested in trading? Wudong Grandmaster. At Tiandao, oh. What do you mean? Heavenly Way. At Wudong Ancestor, Martial Arts. There is no clear cultivation system in the current alien realm. Fighting relies entirely on numerical values. The representative figure is Zhang Jiwei, who works individually. Pure numerical compaction. Of course, this does not mean that aliens have limited natural talent. On the contrary, they are all very talented. Without a clear cultivation system, it means there is no way to ascend. Everyone can only compete in one realm, competing in numerical values and skills. Equivalent to a group of guys during the Qi refining period, they dealt damage during the Golden Elixir period. This talent has exploded in Nima, okay. In this case, you need to give them another cultivation method with a clear cultivation system. How about stepping on your left foot and going straight to the sky with your right foot? Practice Qi and strike gold pill. Jin Dan beats Yuanying. This is very river, isn't it? But what Zhou You didn't expect was. With his speech, a famous divine king exploded directly. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Heavenly Tao, what do you mean? You pretend not to see it. Do you know the consequences of offending me? Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Heavenly Tao, I see you already have the way to take death. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Heavenly Tao, don't think you can dodge by pretending to be dead. I tell you, this matter is not over. God King of the Divine Realm. At Heavenly Tao, I have seen too many little rascals like you. Now I kowtow and admit my mistake. I can consider saving you a life. Civil War Fantasy God Byzantry. At Tiandao at Wudao Grandmaster at Miss Xuana, have you seen this? This person is a crazy dog, bite anyone you see. Martial Arts Grandmaster. At God King of the Divine Realm, Taoist friend, you have indeed gone too far. If you don't understand the reason, I also have some knowledge of martial arts. Miss Snow. At Divine King of the Divine Realm, Ba, the man who lowered his head. How disgusting. Divine King of the Divine Realm. Alright, one or two targeting this Divine King, right? Wait for me. God King of the Divine Realm. Upload video, 5.4 megabytes, God King of the Divine Realm. I hope that after watching this video, you can still be as rebellious as you are now. With curiosity, travel around to watch videos. Only seen in the video. Tang San had wings on his back, stepped on 10 red soul rings with his feet, and held a blue trident. A halberd swung out, instantly shattering a mountain. Next came a burst of laughter from Jia Jia Jia. It can be seen. The other party is very satisfied. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At everyone, how are you? Do you now know the power of this Divine King? God King of the Divine Realm. It's still time to apologize and admit your mistake now. Don't wait for me to pestle your face with the halberd before you realize you're afraid. Heavenly Way. Martial Arts Grandmaster. Civil War Fantasy God Byzantry. It has to be said that Tang San does have some strength in his hands. A video that amuses 3 people can also be considered a miraculous achievement. Seeing everyone silent, Tang San assumed that he was afraid. So it became increasingly rampant in the group. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Civil War Fantasy God Byzantry, the little one continues to be crazy. Didn't he be quite arrogant just now? God King of the Divine Realm. At Heavenly Tao, dare you still ignore my words now? Give it to me now, kneel down. Apologize. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Wudang Ancestor, it's none of your business, I insist on joining in. At Miss Snow, you look good in the photo. Are you interested in becoming a woman of this king? Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Miss Snow, think carefully. Ordinary people won't get the favor of this king. Civil War Fantasy God Byzantry. A group of good end, encountering a fool, really unlucky, slipped away. Miss Snow. At God King of the Divine Realm, Ba, man with lowered head. Martial Arts Grandmaster. At Tiandao, I have put my martial arts skills in the marketplace. This person is really hard to describe. I will leave first, Taoist friend. See you later. Watching the group members' avatars fade away one by one. Traveling around was instantly enjoyable. No wonder everyone says Tang San is just a maggot. When it wakes up, the whole world will feel nauseous about it. If it weren't for Zhou You being busy solving the world invasion now. Otherwise, we must show the other party why the flowers are so red. No longer pay attention to Tang San's crazy clamor in the group. Zhou You shifted his gaze to them all. Hunyuan Wuji skill, sales points. 1000000, group member Tiandao. 0, descendant of martial arts. Wudang Patriarch. After seeing that the purchase price was 0, Zhou You frowned. Accepted this sentiment. Gently, the relevant content suddenly comes to mind. As the cultivation gradually became clear, Zhou Yu's face became strange. This seems to is it a bit different from what he imagined. Isn't it a good agreement about martial arts? What's going on with qi cultivation, foundation building, golden elixir, yuanying, exorcism, crossing calamity, and Mahayana? Isn't this Nima practicing immortal cultivation techniques? Heavenly Way. At Wudong Grandmaster, what's the situation with this cultivation method? Friend, aren't you Wudong Grandmaster? Wudong Ancestral Master. At Tiandao, this is Wudong Ancestral Master. The full name of the sect is the Supreme Return to the Yuan Miao. Wudong Sect. Wudong Grandmaster. My peak of Mahayana is about to soar. Do you have any questions, Taoist friends? At Heavenly Dao, Tiandao. No, just be happy, Taoist friend. Divine King of the Divine Realm. At Wudong Patriarch, Feisheng. Coincidentally, I am the Lord of the Divine Realm, the Divine King Tang San. Wudong Patriarch. At God King of the Divine Realm, damn it. Looking at the words, the return of the Supreme Emperor to Yuan Miao. Wudong Sect. Traveling around is rare and silent. No, who said Zhang Sanfeng is a martial arts figure? Come on, you come out. Order some fresh flowers, good luck will accompany you for a long time. Make some comments and make a fortune in the year of the long Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. The Shock of Old Master. Everywhere. You are listening at novel full.audio. At the same time. Within Longhu Mountain. Accompanied by the spiral sound of the helicopter. Zhao Fengshu, with a serious face, walked out. He pushed his glasses and walked briskly up the mountain. In front of the Heavenly Master's mansion, a young man wearing a Taoist robe had been waiting for a long time. Senior Zhao, Master has been waiting for you for a long time. Zhang Lingyu pursed her lips and made an invitation gesture. Oh, so it's Lingyu. Zhao Fengshu smiled at the corner of his mouth and walked with the other person's guidance. Due to our ancestors' teachings, we cannot go down the mountain. If we neglect our duties, please forgive us. Lingyu, brew tea. The Heavenly Master shrugged his eyes, unprecedentedly serious. It's okay, Lingyu should also stay. Zhao Fengshu shook his head and called out to Zhang Lingyu. The recovery of the Heavenly Way cannot be concealed at all. So there is no need to specially support Zhang Lingyu. After a moment. Two sparse green smoke rises. Zhang Lingyu stood respectfully on the side. Taoist friend, did something happen? How do I feel like heaven and earth are a bit different? Also, what exactly is the situation with the cherry blossom? Is it really what those experts online say that geological movements caused tsunamis and earthquakes? As soon as the tea was brewed, Zhang Jiwei eagerly threw out a bunch of questions. Even a fool knows there's a problem here. And it's still a big problem. Whose geological movement can cover the entire area of the cherry blossom, is Taiwan Island and North Korea intact on the side? It is obvious that this is artificially guided and controlled. But this answer is too shocking. So it caused Zhang Jiwei to be indecisive for a long time. Not really. Zhao Fengshu took a sip of hot tea and pointed to the sky. Is it really a natural disaster? This is too unbelievable. Zhang Jiwei furrowed his brows, feeling something was wrong. Zhao Fengshu shook his head and continued, no, Taoist friends may as well continue to guess. Just guess big. No. Zhang Jiwei stood up and paced back and forth inside the room. My eyebrows furrow and stretch at times. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something, his eyes shining brightly, and he trembled and asked. You mean? Oh my God. Zhao Fengshu nodded, his face unprecedentedly solemn. That's right. The Heavenly Way has revived. As the words fell, the room fell into a deathly silence. Absurdity. Absurd. Arabian Nights. Various thoughts flooded Zhang Jiwei's mind. This is an answer he had never imagined before. Or rather, an answer that I dare not even think about. Even Zhang Yu beside her was panting heavily and her eyes were red. It was as if someone had swung their head hard with a big hammer. This news is too much shocking the world. For those who practice Taoism. Oh my God. No less than the second parent. In a sense, even more important than parents. Zhang Jiwei was panting heavily, trembling all over, and it took him a long time to calm down. Why did the heavenly Tao suddenly wake up? What do you mean by major events in the words of a Taoist friend? Zhao Fangxiu stood up at the words and looked straight at the old master. That's exactly where I came to find my Taoist friend. The heavenly way suddenly woke up because the world had reached the point of life and death. Yes, you're right, it's the world. Because in half a month, there will be 4 extraordinary worlds invading. These 4 worlds are all derivatives of Blue Star Entertainment works. I have already sent you the list of works, Taoist friends need to carefully study it. So, under the crown of the heavenly way, in order to save the world and all sentient beings, decided to break through each one and launch an anti-invasion plan. Anti-invasion world is a small cherry blossom work that has already destroyed the country. Ghost annihilation world. The anti-intrusion time is set for 10 days. A word stirs up 1,000 waves. One wave hasn't calmed down, another wave has risen. The anti-invasion plan is no less than Mars colliding with Earth. Make Zhang Jiwei stand still on the spot. Even if I have been practicing for decades, it will be of no use. It can be seen from the constantly shaking Taoist robe. The other party is very surprised and shocked. Zhang Fangxiu smiled unkindly about this. You should know that during the sky meeting, his shock is not less than the other parties. Especially when wandering around, turning one's hands to clouds and covering one's hands to rain, and destroying small cherry blossoms while chatting and laughing. The fear and shock it brings are even more soaring into the sky. Judging from the other person's appearance may make it difficult for them to digest for a while. But right now, there's no time for the other person to slowly digest. Zhao Fangxiu paused for a moment and continued. So, we don't care about the national level. But in the realm of outsiders, one must unite as one. Whether it's the mice in the gutter or the nauseating maggots. Destroy as you please, sweep as you please. Whoever dares to raise their head, press them to death. We have been friends for many years, and I don't want anything to embarrass me or the country. When speaking the last sentence, Zhao Fangxiu's tone was very cold. Both sides are smart people, very clear about what will happen at this point. After all we need for counter-terrorism is a list. Especially in the face of unprecedented major crises and opportunities. The determination and courage of the national machinery are even greater. Refuse with the front foot, and the cannon with the back foot can hit you in the face. Faced with Zhao Fangxiu's heartfelt words, Zhang Jiwei smiled bitterly twice. In the prosperous times of Buddhism, wealth is accumulated, while in the chaotic times of Taoism, the mountain descends. Taoist friends underestimate us and other cultivators. When the country is in dire straits, I, Zhang Jiwei, cannot shirk my duty. If there are some old antiques that are unreasonable. The old Taoist also has a slight understanding of martial arts. All members of Longhu Mountain will fully cooperate with the Crown of Heaven and the country. Zhang Jiwei's tone was very calm, completely ignoring the others. As the pinnacle of suppressing the entire alien world. He has the strength and determination. On the premise of non-interference by the state. The only ancestral motto that can restrain him is the heavenly master cannot descend the mountain. Besides that, the rest of the generation are nothing but local chickens, tiles, and dogs. After expressing his attitude, Zhang Jiwei's expression became uneasy again. He hesitated for a moment and asked with expectation. I don't know if I will have the opportunity to see the crown of the heavenly Tao. Zhao Fangshu shook his head and chuckled for a moment. He is very clear about what the heavenly way means to those who practice it. But the key is that the adult dragon is not visible, and no one knows where he is. Even if they knew, no one would dare to ask. He chuckled and was just about to explain the reason. Suddenly, a voice with a light smile rang out from the void. "Oh. I heard you want to see me, P.S. Is anyone watching? The author is so scared. Can you provide some flower comments to support it? Otherwise, this book will die young. Kneeling down to thank all the readers, sir. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. The Heavenly Way appears. One glance is worth 100 years of hardship. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The words fell. A figure appeared from the void. Dressed in splendid attire, with a warm jade face and a 4-petal lotus flower between her eyebrows and eyes. Full of indescribable charm. Even the faint smile on the corner of my mouth seemed particularly friendly. The old master's expression was serious, and his lips opened and closed. It took a long time to slowly utter a word. Dao. At a glance. But the old master felt like he saw everything between heaven and earth. At a glance. More than decades of hard work. At a glance. There are no more bottlenecks on the road ahead. This is heaven. This is the sky in the eyes of cultivators. Witnessing it firsthand is better than 1,000 miraculous medicines. Under the crown of the heavenly way. Zhang Fangshu stood up respectfully on the side. I am greatly shocked in my heart. He never expected it no matter what. The other party actually appeared. And it was at the moment when the heavenly master proposed to meet. Coincidentally, Zhao Fangshu had to doubt it. Is this person constantly monitoring the blue star? At this moment, a drop of cold sweat quietly slipped from Zhao Fangshu's forehead. The fear in my heart is indescribable. Everyone sit down, don't be nervous. Zhou You chuckled and sat on the wooden chair first. The 3 heavenly masters stood respectfully on the side. There is no intention of sitting down. Are you joking? Who dares to be on equal footing with the heavenly way? I'm afraid I don't think I have a long life. Zhou Yu shrugged his shoulders and didn't force the 3 of them, who were silent as cicadas. It's not that he deliberately scared Zhao Fangshu. The fact is a coincidence. He received Hunyuan Wuji Gong and rushed non-stop to the heavenly master's mansion. As soon as my eyes opened and closed, I happened to hear the heavenly master say he wanted to see me. Unexpectedly, it backfired and made several people think they had been monitoring Blue Star. In fact, it's really unnecessary. Zhou Yu played with the teacup and chuckled lightly, saying, how can it be different from what you imagined? The old master trembled all over and bent down to compile. I lifted the path below the crown. The beauty under the crown has made the old Taoist realize many things. One glance is worth 100 years of hard work. Great kindness, everyone in Longhu Mountain will never forget it. I am willing to go through fire and water without hesitation. A round of flattery left Zhao Fangshu dumbfounded. I couldn't help but feel a sigh in my heart. You're such a big nose, you used to look kind-hearted at me. I didn't expect to be a master with a clever tongue. Out of sight, out of sight. The old master's face remained unchanged, without feeling anything inappropriate. This is the way of heaven. Still the kind that lives. Don't talk about him, it's the resurrection of Daozu Zhang Daoling. Everyone has to stand on the side, just like him, in a proper manner. I already restrained myself without confessing on the spot, okay. Oh. Is that right? Zhou Yu raised his eyebrows and spoke calmly. You have potential in the alien realm. Unfortunately, there are too many voices to achieve success. Upon hearing this, the old celestial teacher's face darkened, and the sound of the jar echoed in his voice, 3 days, within 3 days. I will make the alien world have only one voice. Let outsiders have only one sun in their hearts. The old master gritted his teeth and continued, 2 days. Facing the military order issued by the heavenly master, Zhou Yu's tone remained calm. I hope you don't disappoint me. At that time, I will give you a great gift in the alien realm. As the words fell, Zhou Yu had already appeared in the sky. The great gift in his mouth is naturally, Hunyuan Wuji Gong. It's just that it hasn't been fully modified yet, so we'll have to wait for 2 days. It is a big project to fully adapt Hunyuan Wuji Gong to the physical constitution of one person's world creatures. I'll be busy next. Traveling around with a serene gaze, I became fully focused. What he needs to do is to use the spiritual energy used in the cultivation of Hunyuan Wuji Gong, transforming into Qi in a one-person world. It sounds simple, but practical operation is not easy. After all, it involves underlying logic. Pull one hair and move the whole body. Tianchi Mansion. Looking at the empty wooden chair on the main seat, the old master let out a long sigh. The lining has long been eroded by sweat. Although I didn't do anything during the trip, it brought a lot of pressure to a few people. Even if the other party has already left now, this pressure has not decreased at all. Even heavier and heavier. Taoist friend. If you encounter difficulties, you need to speak up more and not lose face. The matter in the alien realm is small, but it's big to provoke that adult's displeasure. Zhao Fengshu's gaze was complex, and he even had a hint of envy. After all, not everyone is qualified to do things for the heavenly way. The old master, who had greatly improved his skills, was in a great mood. Restore the carefree appearance before. A few stinky fish and rotten shrimp, there's no need for Taoist friends to take action. If we really encounter difficulties, the old Taoist will not be unable to let go of his position. I understand all the principles, please rest assured, Taoist friends. That's good. Zhao Fengshu nodded without saying much. When it comes to important matters, I won't chat anymore. If you find out, please forgive me. The heavenly master bowed and turned his head. Lingyu, pack your luggage and let's go. Ah. Oh. Zhang Lingyu on the side clearly hasn't regained her senses yet. After packing up his luggage in a daze, he suddenly paused and asked. Master, where are we going? Go down the mountain, sway the demon. Oh, so it's downhill. Master, wait. Isn't it the ancestral precept that the heavenly master cannot go down the mountain? Upon hearing this, the heavenly master immediately rewarded Zhang Lingyu with a chestnut and cursed, saying. You still refuse to admit it, even though you have a foolish head. Trees move to death, people move to life. When has it been? I still miss your ancestral teachings. Zhang Lingyu held her luggage, feeling wronged like a little daughter. Law. The heavenly master suddenly seemed to think of something and waved his hand to continue, saying. By the way. Go to the next door and call Zhang Chulan, that bastard. This kid has a lot of devilish ideas. Maybe it will be helpful. At this moment, a voice suddenly sounded. Hey, how could Senior Lingyu personally come and invite me? I'm just waiting for your words, kid. A few people followed the sound to look. It is Zhang Chulan, who is a ghost spirit. P.S. Is anyone reading this book? Single player is also too painful. Can you give me some comments and flower support? I beg your parents for their food and clothing. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. 10 Masters Meeting. My heavenly master doesn't eat cows. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. With the first descent of the heavenly master. A storm swept across the entire alien world quietly arrived. In order to gather the old antiques scattered throughout the world. Old Master's methods are very simple and rough. A paragraph of text with only a few numbers. You come find me, or I'll find you. With just one word, thousands of people are amazed. Dare not disobey. It can be seen from this that the old celestial master is extremely oppressive in the alien realm. In a certain conference room. Zhang Jiwei sat upright in the main seat. On the left is Zhao Fengshu, and on the right is a military personnel with a calm demeanor. Below are many other people who enjoy great fame in the alien world. Ten Lao, Tang Men, Lu Jin, 7 temporary workers, village chief Ma, district leaders behind Zhang Jiwei. There is a huge screen. The anime playing above is the 4-speed Chinese version of Blade of Ghost Destruction. As the big characters, the end of the entire drama, appear. Zhang Jiwei stood up, propped his hands on the table, and smiled as he spoke. I am pleased to see all my old friends present. Next, before I finish speaking. I don't want anyone to interrupt me, please cooperate. Otherwise, the scene will be very embarrassing. Upon hearing this, some nodded, some were cautious, and some were contemptuous. Wang Ai, whose patience had long been worn out, bluntly said. If you have anything to say, just say it. I don't have time to be polite to you. The old master lowered his eyelids and glanced at the other person, his gaze very calm. It seems like watching dead people. Bang! The next second, Wang Ai flew backward straight out. Her rosy face instantly turned pale, and blood spurted out from her mouth. A large hole has been carved out of the stone wall behind me. Wang Ai collapsed into the ruins in an extremely strange posture. He has already passed away and passed away. What do you want to do, Zhang Jiwei? Shiguanhua stood up with a gloomy face as she patted the table. Do you want to be enemies with the entire alien world? If we go together, you may not necessarily be able to kill us all. The heroes rose up and attacked with words and writing. And in response to them, there was a pressure that made everyone tremble with fear. I'll say it again, old man. Don't interrupt me until I finish speaking. Under the violent drinking, everyone instantly calmed down. The gaze towards the old master was filled with disbelief. This oppression. No mistake. He has broken through again, how could it be? Fear, shock, complexity, envy, all various thoughts permeated the hearts of everyone. But there is no doubt about it. The top old celestial master in the world, the heavenly passage person of the heavenly master mansion, has been at the pinnacle of the alien realm for decades. In old age. Breakthrough. The depth of the Tao is extremely oppressive. It's hard not to doubt. The other party, have you reached the end of the path? Compared to the other, no one paid attention to their sudden outburst. All that remains in my eyes is fanaticism. You guessed it right. I have indeed made a breakthrough. The old master lowered his eyes and continued, saying. The reason for the breakthrough is very simple. I see the sky. As the words fell, the entire hall instantly fell silent. Everyone looked at him incredulously, panting heavily and breathing rapidly. If it weren't for Wang Ai's body not cooling through yet, I'm afraid it's another round of questioning and boasting. What everyone is thinking in their hearts, old master naturally knows it clearly. Immediately, a look of memories appeared in his eyes. Using an extremely revered and complex tone, he told everyone about all his experiences of seeing that person. And the extraordinary world invasion half a month later. The reason for playing Blade of Ghost Destruction. The anti-invasion plan in 10 days. The voice of the old celestial master chattering incessantly echoed. Zhao Fengshu and Su Si on the side occasionally added a sentence. And as the events continue to deepen, the expressions of the 10 old men and temporary workers were also constantly changing. The shock it brings is no less than earth-shattering waves. The Sky Conference. The little cherry blossom has gone bankrupt. World position swallowing battle. 3 billions of tons of oil. One glance of enlightenment is better than 100 years of hard work. Various fantasies have been constantly confirmed in the mouths of Old Master and Zhao Fangxiu. The shock and fanaticism in everyone's hearts also reached their peak. What do they perceive as heaven and earth? Isn't it all about longevity and even longevity? May I ask, what better way than the revival of the heavenly way? Can this group of cultivators be more admired and inspired? Alright, I've finished speaking. If you have any questions now, you can ask now. Upon hearing this, he jumped up and down in a hurry like a tiger and immediately spoke. There's nothing to hesitate about. I am willing to follow the heavenly way like a tiger. Turtle, follow the heavenly way. I want my ancestors to know that they are so jealous that they can crawl out of the grave. Lu Jin's eyes were burning with flames, and he even hurriedly said. I believe you, I represent the Lu family to join. In 10 days' time, our Lu family will make every effort to help. In times of national crisis, it is everyone's responsibility. Our Tang clan is willing to do our utmost. Old Master, count me as one of the Marquis Wu family. Wudong is willing to fully mobilize. For a moment, the crowd was agitated, with countless responses. Of course, if there are willing ones, there will naturally be unwilling ones. Luci frowned and tentatively asked, what if we refuse? Upon hearing this, the heavenly master calmly glanced at the other person and said without any emotion. I promise that adult. Let the alien realm have only one voice within 2 days. If your excellency insists on making me feel embarrassed. That's all I've done before. As it concerns my immortal journey, I kindly request you all. Think carefully. The country. Also means that. Zhao Fangxiu nodded in agreement. Many people showed a bitter smile. At this point, they still can't see it. This is a Hongmen banquet specially tailored for them by the alliance of the old masters who can do anything. Either board the ship or die. The deployment of a large army is imminent. The country does not allow unstable factors in the rear. Luci trembled all over and said in a sarcastic tone. The heavenly master laughed. When the country is in dire straits, the LV family is bound to take it upon themselves. Under the dual oppression of Lao Tianshi and Zhao Fangxiu. Everyone present agreed. No one refused or was disrespectful. Of course, except for Wang Ai who was killed as a warning to the monkeys. At this point, the matter has come to a successful conclusion. Lao Tianshi and Zhao Fangxiu exchanged a glance. They all let out a long sigh of relief. P.S. Is anyone reading this book? Single player is also too painful. Can you give me some comments and flower support? I beg your parents for their food and clothing. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Complete destruction, world formally becomes immortal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In theory. The matter came to a successful conclusion behind the scenes. Everyone should go home, and those who return to the sect should be mobilized and deployed. The actual situation is. Everyone, look at me, don't leave. Also shown in the picture. Finally, the usually irritable tiger couldn't resist. Carefully opening his mouth to inquire. Upon hearing this in the morning, one may die in the evening. If I could meet that adult once. As the words fell, the still bustling conference room suddenly fell silent. Everyone, intentionally or unintentionally, watched the conversation between the two. However, what they saw was the indescribable face of the heavenly master. You wouldn't think so. Can I summon the heavenly Tao crown? I don't have such great face. Okay, I'm being abrupt. Rohu couldn't conceal her disappointment. I immediately thought about it and felt it was very normal. After all, that's the way of heaven. Huh, don't lose heart, everyone. Zhao Fengshu comforted with a, 10 days later, the anti-invasion plan of Tiandao Crown will personally lead the team. At that time, everyone will be able to see their true appearance. Zhao Fengshu paused for a moment and continued. While everyone is present, I have a feeling of not inviting you. Please speak freely, senior. Senior, please say, we are all people from the same boat. Zhao Fengshu's gaze was deep and his tone was harsh. Please help me completely eliminate all obstacles. Those who have not committed any wrongdoing before can make up for their mistakes and open up the door. Those who do evil deeds, kill. The aura of annihilation immediately swept across the entire venue. At the same time as the people present felt shocked, they also felt a wave of happiness. Fortunately, I have foresight, otherwise the whole nature would be a lesson from the past. Time passed by in a blink of an eye. Under the joint encirclement of the entire alien world, ubiquitous, and military forces. Incorporate, die. It has completely fallen into the past tense. No one expected it. This evil sect that countless people hate to the bone and poison the entire alien world. Will lose so quickly. Not even a single wave stirred up. For the alien world, this is no less than earth-shattering. And it's not just the alien world that's going to be earth-shattering. In the ordinary world, the same goes for it. With the fermentation of public opinion. The sudden collapse of the cherry blossom has caused a huge wave on the internet. In addition, the continuous mobilization and operation of armies from various countries. The whole world suddenly rose up with the sound of wind and cranes. Fuck, can anyone tell me what's going on? Are aliens really going to invade? The armies of various countries are constantly being mobilized. Is this going to fight the Third World War? 10,000 blood letters, only seeking an official explanation. Who can tell me why all the billboards are filled with, blade of ghost destruction. All kinds of questions have become increasingly fierce on the internet. Some free countries have suffered several protests and riots. Nevertheless, there is no country or official organization dare to step forward and explain why. Because Zhou You didn't speak up, no one dared to expose his existence. Pushed to the front of the stage are experts who have been raising soldiers for thousands of days. Please do not panic, everyone. The sudden collapse of the cherry blossom is a normal phenomenon, which is caused by geological movements. The Third World War will not begin, it is a global military training event. Many groundless remarks, not to mention those made by experts, seem outrageous. Even ordinary people are calling it a curse. Immediately picked up the keyboard and sprayed the other person with dog blood. Can your geological movement destroy a country? You dare to say it when you step on a horse. Identification completed, the ingredients are complex, purely belonging to the original P. Just open your mouth and come, spraying feces all over your mouth. What kind of hook 8 experts? Brick experts are pretty much the same. Is there anyone up there to take care of it? This person walks pure for 500,000 yuan. There are many experts in front to attract firepower. The pressure at the national level suddenly decreased sharply. That's it. On the side of the public, experts are being criticized, and the national army is being mobilized frantically. Time passes by day by day. 6 days later. Above the sky. Watching the completely adapted Hunyuan Wuji Gong, Zhou You let out a long sigh. He still underestimated the difficulty of changing from spiritual energy to qi. So much so that the originally estimated 2 days were greatly extended. It took a full 6 days to complete successfully. Of course, feeling the stones while crossing the river can also be considered a reason. But with this experience, the time for the next martial arts adaptation will be greatly shortened. Theory is one thing. Practicing is another matter. Whether it's suitable or not, we still need to find a little mouse to try. Traveling around requires a lot of effort to transform, naturally it cannot be for the sake of a small alien world. His goal is the world. He wants 8 billion people from all over the world to cultivate immortality. When it comes to the fundamentals, we must not be careless. He reached out and grabbed, and the experimental mouse suddenly appeared on the side. This little white mouse is none other than the surviving cherry blossom. Traveling around with a serene gaze, blocking the other person's 5 senses. Immediately, he began to manipulate the wandering chi between heaven and earth, roughly thrusting it into the opponent's body. I also occasionally adjust myself. Under dual line operation. The realm of the cherry blossom is rapidly climbing. Training chi, building foundations, golden elixirs in just a few minutes. The other party has undergone a magnificent transformation from an ordinary person to a powerful alchemy. However, due to the impetuousness of promotion, the foundation is unstable. This little cherry blossom has stopped at the golden elixir and has no hope of promotion. It's a good way to pull out seedlings and promote growth. Unfortunately, the limitations are too great. Zhou You shook his head and dispelled the idea of mass-producing the golden elixir. On the contrary, something unexpected happened to little Sakura during her promotion period. He found that as the realm of the cherry blossom skyrocketed, his cultivation is also increasing accordingly. Despite being small, he was still keenly aware of it. Zhou You squinted his eyes and already had a guess in his heart. With a thought, a new white mouse appeared again. Under familiar operation. The second white mouse's realm is rapidly improving. Training chi, building foundations, golden elixirs until yuanying. Bang! After arriving at yuanying, the second white mouse exploded and died. If the foundation is unstable, can pulling seedlings and promoting growth only lead to the golden pill at most? Zhou You shrugged his shoulders, but his attention was completely focused on it. Because of his conjecture. Confirmed. The cultivation of local creatures will be proportionally fed back to him. Even if this level of improvement is a drop in the bucket for him. But it can't withstand the large population base. A population of 8 billion. A little makes a lot. Even he must be tempted by it. P.S. Is anyone reading this book? Single player is also too painful. Can you give me some comments and flower support? I beg your parents for their food and clothing. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.